Libra, hey, we're doing your current situation. I've labeled it now because that's the short way of saying things, right? We're going to draw a planet. Let's see which energy is currently or overlooking or influencing the most what's going on for you. I will pull. The South Node. Always an energy of releasing, right? With the South Node, but yet there are a lot of good things, good experiences to be tapped into and kept for later on, to be applied later on. So don't throw the baby with the bathwater, basically. There are things that you've known, that you've experienced prior. Some might not need to be repeated or revisited or carried along into the future for yourself, but there's probably something that you could probably use in the future or come back to and find relevant. I'm going to draw one card out of the Zen Tarot. Maybe it'll point out to what it is that you could actually be carrying with you that would have value later on for XYZ situation, which the tarot could point to as well later when we get to that. Let me pull. So what is this card, Libra, for you? Maybe a skill set. Patience. Well, that's not so much a North Node, a South Node skill that you'd be carrying with you necessarily. I mean, it could be exactly that. I mean, sometimes I feel that patience could be in my opinion, it's always beneficial no matter which direction you're going, right? And no matter which moment in time. Maybe you need to be patient with yourself, Libra. That's what I just heard. Three of Pentacles in reverse. There's some kind of work that you find arduous here because it's not fluid. It feels like it needs oil. It needs to be oiled. To become easier, to become more fluid, more fluent. Patience. Patience is that fluid. You need to be patient with yourself in your craft. Maybe in learning new things as well, because you're moving away from things that are familiar with the South Node energy, but you'd be, if you're leaving those behind, you're obviously turning yourself towards new things. So I feel you need patience when learning and practicing new things, implementing them. Okay. There's a few cards on the table. There's one that stayed down. It's almost like a mystery card. I'm going to leave it on this side. I'm going to start with the cards that turn. This 4. We're looking at the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is the man. King of Pentacles in reverse. 2 of Cups in reverse. 2 of Pentacles upright. And then the 5 of Swords in reverse. You know, where you need to be patient with is going back. You basically have not yet fully, let's say, stopped doing what you were doing prior to this reading, and you're still not really doing fully the new things. So you might have one foot, and this is what the 2 of Pentacles is pointing out to me right now. You basically have one foot in the past, one foot in the future. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you're in 2 things, moving from one to the other. I don't know how much time you spend in one versus the other, but that's a reality. You're like you're doing everything or 2 different things that is requiring a lot of patience, especially the one that is new, that I feel is more uncomfortable to you or more difficult. It's really taking out of you in terms of your engagement and just the time that you need and the efforts to get the same results that you do when you do the things that you're comfortable with already. Those are so easy. You're accustomed to the, I do this, I get that. That's very, that's working, right? That's like, you're accustomed to that. You know exactly what that thing is, how to do it, how to be the most efficient there. But when it comes to the new thing, it doesn't have the same structure. It's not yet fully grown. It's not fully oiled. It's not really running smoothly just yet. We do have a potential disconnect with somebody. But in this case, if you want to see it as a relationship, of course, I don't know your life, and it could be the case here. So I'll just indulge quickly. If it's a love relationship, it's a disconnect, of course, and you're not yet fully moved on, so you're still kind of entertaining what you knew with this person, at least in your mind, versus, you know, and fully releasing it, versus, you know, maybe moving on to other things or a new relationship. But past the 2 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. So there is the possibility to forgive, of course, which is always the best thing if you really want to move on, no matter if the person is, no matter if you're really apologizing to the person, as long as you forgive in your heart, that will bring the release and the opening and the closure that you need. Easier said than done, granted. So that would be one way of looking at this reading. Otherwise, again, it's a disconnect with what used to bring you money. So the old familiar job or career or path that you used to entertain, that you might be familiar with, that you still have one foot into, versus, you know, moving into something that is more difficult here. There's a lot more. It's hard to describe this 5 of Swords. Maybe having to like sort of, you know, like people that cut through the jungle with a machete. This is what it feels like, you know, trying to cut your way through. Although it's in reverse, so it's not a big, huge sort of, maybe it's not a machete, maybe you're not using a machete, but maybe you're at least using your elbows to get through, right? There is resistance. There is a current that you need to, because we see it also on the Three of Pentacles. You have to move upstream, right? So that's requiring a lot of effort. Let's see what that mystery card is. Three of Wands in reverse. You're not there yet. You know, your ships, if I'm going to take the typical wording that everyone uses, which is fine, but I mean, the ships haven't reached the shore, so you're still not where you want to be when it comes to this new thing, obviously, because you're, especially within this reading, you're still 1 foot in the past, or at least 1 foot in what you're accustomed to. So it's difficult to, you know, really see things change greatly when part of your energy is locked somewhere else, right? You're not putting 100%. It's like having eggs in 2 different baskets at this point. Hence why you need patience. A lot of patience, Libra. Which you have, because you are the diplomat. You are able to balance that duality of, you know, having 1 foot in one thing, the other in the other foot in the other. You, out of all the signs, might be accustomed to already juggling this, or you have the capacity and the natural ability to even things out in general with everything, harmonize, neutralize, in a good way, right? Not neutralize as in, is simply like to, you know what I mean, to make maybe more peaceful. Let's draw the trinket. Sorry for the noise. I got 2. One is the heart chakra. Sorry. And the other one is the perfume bottle. So it's very Venusian. It's so Libra. Very Venusian energies of love and, you know, smelling good. And this is interesting. Let me think this through. Okay, so these trinkets for me, they point at different things, but one thing is doing something that you really love, which I feel is the newer thing that is being hinted at, that at the moment feels difficult. It has to do with, it might have to do with the industry of, you know, beauty to an extent, or aesthetics, or at least maybe even luxury. It might have to do with creating something that is enticing. You know, perfumes are meant to be like something that draws you in, right? Because you want to smell something that's good. So it's meant to attract, which is interesting. So let's say you don't work in the aesthetics industry, think of it as something that you want to draw, you want to, you know, and we have like the heart, right? So it has to do with love, it has to do with feeling beautiful, looking good. I feel this is the newer thing. It might resonate differently for you. You might know exactly, maybe one thing is from the past here, one thing is from the future, and like, you know, that would be one industry, the other industry, whatever you're into. But I did read this, I did give you a love reading about, you know, having to release this person here. So pertaining to matters of the heart and about being attractive or attracted to this person, or always coming back to that scent, you know, however it resonates for you. Also, there's something to be said about packaging. When I see the perfume bottle, I always think about marketing, packaging. Perfumes are like any beauty products, packaging is very important. It might matter here. Anyway, Libra, it's very Venusian, so I wouldn't be surprised that something, it would be right up your alley is what I mean. Anyways, I hope something hit the mark here. And if it did, please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you soon. Good night. Thank you.